Infertility. This is another one where I have been learning more and more about insulin resistance and thinking, where was this information when I was going through infertility? Because did you know that there's actually a connection between metabolic health, insulin resistance, ovulation, and fertility? Obviously, I'm not saying that insulin resistance causes all infertility. That would be silly. There are many reasons women can struggle to get pregnant nowadays. We all know that. I know that personally. But knowing what I know now, I really wish metabolic health had been part of the conversation that I had with my doctor when I was going through it 25 years ago. In my last video, I talked about PCOS and how higher insulin levels can actually contribute to higher androgen or testosterone levels, and that can interfere with normal ovulation. Obviously, if you're not regularly releasing an egg, getting pregnant becomes much more difficult. But then I started learning about some other reproductive conditions researchers are connecting with metabolic health. For instance, endometrial polyps. There have been studies finding an association between insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, and endometrial polyps. And that one really hit home to me because I had uterine polyps during my journey. And then, of course, there's endometriosis, which I also had. Endometriosis is a complex, inflammatory, estrogen-dependent condition. But obviously, I'm not saying insulin resistance can cause this, or maybe not. Researchers are, however, studying the metabolic side of endometriosis, including glucose metabolism, inflammation, and insulin resistance. But this is something I found kind of fascinating. The researchers found that endometriosis and endometrial polyps frequently occur together, particularly in women struggling with infertility. No way, you don't say. Now, do I know today that insulin resistance caused my polyps, my endometriosis, or my infertility? No, I don't. But I also don't know that it didn't. However, knowing what I know today, I absolutely wish somebody would have looked at my metabolic health as another piece of my puzzle. And that's really why I'm here sharing this with the women who are struggling to get pregnant or want to get pregnant. Don't wait until you're trying to start learning that your metabolic health is tanking. If you have irregular periods, PCOS, cramps, endometriosis, reoccurring polyps, or you're struggling to conceive, these are conversations you need to have with your practitioner because reproductive health and metabolic health aren't completely separate in their conversations. And I really wish I understood this 25 years ago. If you know a woman who needs to hear this, send her this video. And if you're wondering whether insulin resistance could be a part in your own story and you'd like to learn more about supporting your metabolic health, comment insulin or message me below. And follow along because we're going to keep deep diving about what insulin resistance is really doing inside our bodies.